Hello, you are listening to or watching What's the Tea? My name is Lydia.
My name's Andy.
And we are two former support workers catching up over a cuppa. However, I say this and Andy never has a cuppa of anything hot.
You say that.
Oh.
Today I've got some, rosemary and honey tea.
Okay, I'll let you have that one. And we try and navigate life over this cuppa whilst we chat. However, we are no way in experts. We sometimes have shocked ourselves when we've been support workers because we've given out good advice. And we were like, hey, that was actually pretty good. And we thought we would use a platform that we could share that sometimes good advice. How are you doing, Andy?
Well, I am thrown. Every now and then we have like this script, we have this plan and what to do.
And I just throw it out the window.
Out the window. I am fine, thank you. There's some stuff going on which I might kind of come back to at some point. But generally speaking, compared to, for people who have kind of listened to this set of episodes, I don't know what the experience has been like for you, but it's probably been the hardest set of episodes that we've done. Normally it takes maybe 2 to 3 months to do a set. We are now in month 5. Mostly due to things like, holidays and sickness and being off sick for a while.
Yeah, and also I think logistically I'm not Exeter based anymore, which I think has we're still getting used to that kind of change in terms of logistics. But no, I agree with you. Like, obviously you were really sick to begin with, to the point where you were in hospital.
I'm a heck of a lot better than I was back in January.
Yeah, you definitely are. But it was quite bad. Like, it was quite severe. You were in hospital, and then life just got busy for both of us, but also for me in terms of my new role. And then I got really sick. I probably should have gone to hospital, but I was too stubborn. I had really bad viral bronchitis and sinusitis, which at one point I couldn't breathe lying down or standing. So, which I'm pretty sure it's like an important thing that you should be able to do.
Breathing is good. If you take nothing else from this podcast, breathing is good.
Yeah, and if you struggle with that, probably go seek medical help. So yeah, I think we were talking just before the podcast. Like, this has been the one that has been the hardest, and it's not the fact that we've not enjoyed it. Like, we've enjoyed whilst we're filming it, but I think we've not enjoyed it as much as we would normally because
life
of
has been a bit kind of chaotic.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we do apologise that the season may not have been as enjoyable or as easy to watch or listen to as previous seasons, if you've noticed it at all. But this is going to be our last episode of the season. So we're going to have a bit of time off, and then hopefully next season will be better.
That is because that is what we do, not because of anything that we've just talked about.
Oh, no. Yeah, we always take a break. Yeah.
Yes.
Because otherwise...
I'm very aware that we've just got very kind of depressing. That's not a term. That's not a combination of words.
No, we got a bit deep.
Got a bit deep. We've become quite down on ourselves.
Yeah. So we take a break after every season, and we are excited for what's going to lie ahead for this podcast, but also for our lovely alumni group in which this podcast originally came from. Yes.
That out of the way. It's been about 3 to 4 weeks since we've recorded. Yeah. Anything new that's happened in that time you'd like to talk about?
Ooh, just a bit. So our first property in Paignton. So I'll just go back for those of you that may have not watched the episode where we kind of talked about it. My job is now Torbay housing manager, so I'm managing our supported accommodation in Paignton. And we opened our first accommodation to young people in Paignton coming up nearly 2 weeks ago now. So that was very exciting.
Awesome.
You know, it's another chapter to the YMCA Exeter history
Yeah.
books, which is exciting to be a part of.
And it was so good seeing the pictures, the videos, kind of being able to see that kind of story happening. It was amazing to see. Well done to everyone involved. But yes, today, you mentioned earlier the group that kind of runs alongside this podcast. And what we did is that we asked the group what they'd like us to talk about. And God, admit, I felt a little bit attacked by the result. I had my own personal kind of favourites. They chose for us to look at why we start things and don't finish them and how to fix it.
Was this not your favourite?
It was not my favourite at all because
is this because you struggle with this?
Well, I know I've got this kind of metaphorical pile of games to play in my Steam library, and maybe one day I'll get through them. I know that I've actually got a to-read pile of books, and and I've got a pile of Lego sets, got a pile of backlog of Doctor Who audios to listen to, and I'm like, I even started the trailer. It's like a trailer for this podcast, kind of based on those feelings, and I'm like, nah, I never really did anything with it. So, I felt a little bit attacked.
I don't think they were voting because they felt it was something that you neid to deal with.
Oh, no, not at all. It was very much a personal kind of reaction to this as a topic. But with all that in mind, due to kind of reasons and, there's nothing overly serious. But I've had some blood tests, and the result of the blood tests is that from what I could tell, I still need to talk to a doctor. I just need to kind of look after my diet a little bit. I need to be a bit more careful about what I eat. Maybe eat 20 less biscuits at lunchtime or whatever the number used to be.
Yeah, but Andy, I'm going to, I don't know if you are going to be happy for me to say this, but there was a time in our working relationship that for lunch, you would just have chocolate. You'd have a bag of chocolate.
I would suggest that was sometimes what turns out to be a terrible option for me to be doing now. Yeah. I did start a sentence trying to defend it. Realize I can't. But there's something about seeing that sort of thing on your phone where it's like, well, I need to make some changes. I need to start doing something. And it was almost like a switch was flipped in my head. So, yeah. And at that point, I'm kind of giving up. No, I'm not giving up chocolate at all whatsoever. I'm definitely eating less chocolate, though. I'm kind of being very aware of the amount of stuff I am eating, being aware of what I am putting in my body. And all this kind of got me thinking again about the subject in general, and I think it kind of comes down to why you want to do a thing. And if it's like a reason within you, or if you're kind of doing it for someone else. In my case, it's very much a case of I want to, be healthier for longer. Yeah, so I was like, that was my reason for making changes, and I kind of hope I do keep it up. And I think it's not always necessarily easy though to kind of making kind of positive changes. And I think we'll probably move into that a little bit more in a moment, because it can kind of take up. I think the term is executive function in that, because you're doing something different, you've got to remember to do that thing. It's like one more task. Like, I really should remember to make myself a packed lunch, as well as all the other work-related life things as well. It's like another task to remember to do. So with that in mind, how to fix it without needing a telling off from the trained medical professional? I don't know.
I thought you were about to drop
someone,
some wisdom, Andy.
well, having someone to kind of help you with that is good. Having if you're doing it for you, that is also very sensible. If there's a reason for you to make whatever the change is, then that is probably the key.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And that could be, well, if I do this, then it means that actually for me, it means I can look after myself better, I can be healthier, I can keep my place, I can manage things better, and I feel better about myself. All of it is a lot easier said than done, which is the reason why I commented about actually having someone who help you with that.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to my TED Talk.
No, I agree. In terms of like having like a buddy, like do it with you. I think that's when you talk about people going to the gym and they're like, I want to become like fitter or whatever. The people that tend to be, I think, sometimes the most successful in maintaining that is someone that has a gym buddy to go with. I think for me, in terms of just like adding to what you were saying in terms of why we start things and don't finish them and how to fix it is, if you've got ADHD, this is the challenge you're going to have day in and day out.
What's the new thing I can do now?
Yeah. So as I've talked before, I don't have a formal diagnosis of ADHD. However, a professional that we see at work in terms of our clinical supervisor that we go and talk to was talking to her, and she was like, have you ever been tested for ADHD? I was like, no. She was like, yeah, you definitely have ADHD traits. I'm not severe in it, but I definitely have noticed since her mentioning that why I struggle to do certain things. That's been really helpful. So one of the things that is for me is like, I will start a task but not finish it because I get distracted. And I used to be like, oh, I'm just a procrastinator. But I think that's ADHD in general. I think ADHD is just like it just causes you to procrastinate. It's like the massive procrastinator is your ADHD brain. So like, oh, I'm going to do some chores. Someone messages me. I end up having a message exchange with them. Then I get distracted about something else, and then before I know it, I'm like, by the end of the day, I'm going to bed. I'm like, oh yeah, I started that task and I didn't finish it. Same with laundry. Like sometimes I've done laundry and then left it in the washing machine because I forgot about it, and then I'm like, oh, the next day I'm like, oh, I've got to wash it again because it smells.
Oh, do you do that thing where you kind of start a task and then you see another task it needs doing, so you start that task and then you do another task?
I used to do that a lot as a teen as well. Like I'd clear out my bedroom as a teen. I'd like take everything out. Then I'd get distracted because I would find something to be like, oh, I haven't used this in a while, and then I start using it, and then my parents would come in and be like, I thought you were clearing your room out, and I'm like, oh yeah. 100% I 100% do that all the time. And like, for example, like putting my clothes out to dry, and then they'll be out to dry for about a week, and then I'm like, oh, I probably should put them away. And I keep telling myself, oh, I'm going to put them away today. Get distracted. Doesn't happen. So I think distraction, ADHD, like if you've got ADHD, but even if you don't, distraction, we live in a world that we're constantly distracted in terms of like we're constantly absorbing content, whether it's through TV, gaming, social media. And, I think it has just made us more distractible, if that's even a word. And one of the things that I have used to fix that is I fall down a social media hole all the time. I think I've talked about this in episodes before, where I'll just doom scroll, and I've lost 3 hours because I've just like gone through and just like scrolling. And I found an app because I was like, I need something that is going to remove this temptation from me. because it's just so easy to check a message and then you're scrolling and you're scrolling and scrolling, and then 3 hours later. And the app that I found, because I didn't want it to be something that I had to pay for, and you know me, I love sharing a good app with the listeners and watchers of the podcast. And a lot of us don't have, a lot of spare money to spend on things such as apps. And I found a free app called Screen Zen. So it's one word. So it's screen and then Zen kind of together. And it looks like 3 pebbles stacked on each other. So that's the icon. And basically what happens, you download the app, it's totally free. And then on it, you can select apps that it will lock. So for me, it's all my social media apps. It's my shopping apps as well, because when I get a bit bored, I might add some things to my basket and buy things that I don't need. Especially if I need a little pick-me-up. And what it does is you can set how many times a day you can access it for how long. So for me, I've selected 6 times a day for 10 minutes is how long I can access it. And obviously you can go above that. It's not like you can't access it ever again, but you obviously lose your streaks. And it still times out after 10 minutes. So it's not like after 6, that's it, it's unlocked. It just still, times out after 10 minutes. And one of the things that's great is it counts down to the start of your 10 minutes. If you change your mind, because you want to save one of your, like for example, I actually want to save this 10 minutes for when I get home or on my lunch break, you can change your mind. It gives you a 5-second countdown. And I've noticed that my social media kind of usage has gone right down. Like there's some days where I've not actually gone on social media because it's just not easily accessible. And I've just
gives you that buffer.
Yeah, and even when I've used like all my 6 times throughout the day, I go on it and it's like, oh yeah, I don't have any more to use. Like I could go above that, but I'm not going to, because I've already used an hour of my day on social media. That's enough for me. And it's been really great to help me not be distracted so I can finish the tasks that I set to do. If there's other versions that you can use for like kids as well, but this is great for your own way of like monitoring yourself. There's other things that you can get, which is like a brick, which locks your phone completely. So you basically get a brick. I can't remember what they're called.
Okay.
Someone probably might. And you put your phone on
a
it.
Glass cage, isn't it?
No. This is a different thing.
Right.
Do you mean a glass cage where you put your phone in and it locks?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's those ones, but it's like a brick, and you program it and you put your phone over it, and it like locks certain apps, so you can only get messages and phone calls, and then to unlock it you have to put it to the brick. I didn't like that because I knew what would happen is I wouldn't go to the brick to lock it in the first place because I would get distracted. So at least with this app, it's already set up so I don't have to worry about it. I only had to do it once and that's it. So that's how I've helped with distractions. Also, Finch is another great app if you want to complete tasks and finish them. We've talked about the lovely, amazing Finch app previously on episodes, and Andy, you do such a great summary of what Finch is, so I'm going to hand it over to you so you can tell our lovely viewers.
If you remember what was it? What was it called? The
Tamagotchi.
The Tamagotchi. The idea behind the Tamagotchi is that it's a digital pet that you try and keep alive. You kind of feed it. You kind of give it care and attention. Now, the thing with Finch is that you've got like a little digital pet anyway, but by giving the way you give him care and attention, you help the pet grow is by looking after yourself. So basically, you are the Tamagotchi.
Yes, that is amazing. And also there's an app for you, Andy. So you were talking about how you want to I might have a fix it for your looking after yourself. So it's a bit like Finch in the sense it's an animal that you've got to look after, a Tamagotchi. It's called BitePal.
BitePal?
Yeah, and basically you've got a raccoon that you can name. And your raccoon obviously needs to have water, and it needs good food in order for it to grow. And it's a great way of monitoring like each area of your food intake, so like carbs, fat, proteins. It does count calories, but if you're not counting calories, then you can kind of just ignore that. But it's a great way for you to record like how much good food you're intaking, especially if that is something that your doctor has told you to do. And again, it's another way to gamify a task. So it's like Finch, but it's more for food.
It looks infinitely more fun, and other apps.
Yes.
Like that.
So might have a fix it for you there, Andy.
Sorry if you're listening, I just sounded massively distracted. It's because I'm literally on my phone right now, looking at BitePal, downloading it.
And, I love an app that can be a fix-it or a solution to some of our menial tasks that we struggle to do. And when we don't prioritize ourselves, we can gamify it so that we do and look after ourselves a little bit more.
Oh, totally. And I think whilst we talk about tasks, it's also important to bear in mind that, particularly in regards to usage of mobile phones, they can distract us from other fun things that we want to do as well. So it's not just about kind of distracting us from that, let's face it, very adulting task that we need to be doing. It's also about distracting us from, it could be actually watching that movie on Netflix that you actually want to watch, or going out
read a nice
to
book,
the pub, or reading a book, or
yeah,
all that sort of stuff.
One of the things that I would also say that might be helpful is about helping us finish tasks or things to do, like or things like could be a project, whatever it is breaking it down into smaller steps. If it's a big like overall thing. So if, like, for example, you're like, oh, I need to clean the whole flat or the whole house. It's like break it down by room. Maybe do a room a day, so you're not cleaning for hours and hours. Maybe on Mondays you do the bedroom, Tuesday you do the bathroom, Thursday you do the kitchen, so it doesn't feel such a big chore or big thing to do, which makes you not want to do it, so you're easily distracted, or you start it and you decide to do something else. Set timers as well, so you're like, I'm going to give myself an hour to do this, so you can set like a timer, so it kind of like, maybe do 15 minutes of the task, have a break, go back, do 15 minutes, that kind of thing. And if you don't finish the task, it's okay, you can come back to it. I think the worst thing that we can do as people and as human beings, and I'm guilty of doing this, is beating yourself up because you realize that you've got distracted again, or you haven't completed a task that you set out to do. It's okay, just think of a new way to do it, or set some time to complete it a different day. And if we're talking about like, why do we start things and not fix them why do we start tasks and fix them? I mean, why do we start tasks and not finish it? If we're talking about games, maybe you just need to look at what you enjoy from a game. So like for me, I love a storytelling game. I'm obsessed with a game that I got for my birthday a few weeks ago. And it's all I'm playing because it's a great storytelling game. And thank you for asking, Andy. What is that game? Thank you for asking. It is Ghost of Tsushima. I think that's how you pronounce it. There's Ghost of Yotai, but that is the second one. Ghost of Tsushima is the first one, and you're a samurai. And it's so good. It's beautiful as well. The graphics, the tree blossoms, everything. In about 4 days, I managed to log 26 hours. Yeah. So.
All right.
Yeah. So if you start a game and you can't finish it, maybe it's just not, the right game for you.
Yes. With that in mind, I would massively recommend Pragmata.
Oh.
Awesome
Can you tell me about that
one? Maybe in passing. Basically, a AI 3D printer's gone mad and is printing loads of robots on the moon. To give a really succinct summary.
Yeah, not to give any spoilers. Love that. Also, one thing that I would just like to say as well, to encourage us to complete a task, is maybe give yourself a treat if you do it. We do gold stars here, Andy, don't we?
Yes, we do.
So maybe
I read all of them over the last week or two.
So maybe, like, as you do this, like, so gold star is something that we sometimes bring up in our podcast. Like when we were younger, we used to get gold stars for doing something well, like doing a chore or doing this. And for some reason, when we become teenagers, it just kind of goes out the window and we don't do it as adults. But actually, we deserve to be rewarded and recognized for doing a great job at something that might be really mundane. So it could be cooking a good meal. It could be getting your asthma inhalers restocked. It could be finding a way that you don't misplace your asthma inhalers. It could be many different things that are warranting or good enough for a gold star. And then maybe reward yourself and just be like, I did this. I'm going to go play an hour of this game. Or if I do this, I'm going to treat myself to a bar of chocolate or something to reward yourself for completing the task. Because we deserve to be treated when we are doing great things, even if it is just doing the laundry.
And on that note, I believe it's time for Lydia's favourite section, Weird News.
Weird news.
It's time to dive into the weirdest news. Alien squirrels or a cat that talks.
So, weird news. To start with, have you heard about 3 men who have been sentenced in California for an insurance scam?
No.
That's not weird at all, really, is it?
No, I know.
Well,
why are you mentioning it?
The catch is that it involved a bear costume.
Do you mean like a bear costume, like bear? You know how people say, "Oh, that's bear." Is that like a slang word? Bear?
They dressed up as an actual bear, as in the animal.
Oh.
To stage fake attacks on luxury cars. And they even submitted CCTV evidence of the said bear attack. Basically getting into a car, attacking it, going mad within it. And thing is, once the insurers looked at the video itself, it very much looked like a man in a costume.
How do they go with it?
Nah.
So were they doing it because they were getting, like, I don't understand. They didn't do it to their cars. They did it to other people's cars. Were they like I don't understand how they made money from it.
Well, I presume it's on their own cars.
Oh, okay.
Because, they claim the insurance.
No, but in America, they have people that will... I can't remember what they're called. They're like insurance. I don't know what they're called. But like if you were in an accident, they would go, "Oh, you've got a claim. I'll help you," and then they get money from it. So I didn't know if it was that.
So it wasn't the insurers that looked at it. The insurers passed it on to biologists at the California Department of Fish and Wildlife, who looked at the footage and determined it to be a human in a bear suit. The state insurance department then launched what was called Operation Bear Claw. They executed a search warrant and found a bear outfit in the suspect's home.
That is crazy.
The fraud involved £105,000 in insurance payments.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
They're crazy. Why do that? You've just thrown your life away. But that is weird. That is weird. You know how much we love a weird news story that involves technology of some kind. Me and Andy,
they seem to be coming up more.
Yeah, we love technology, as you know. However, a robot has become so good at playing table tennis that at times it's defeated elite human players in what has been hailed as a long-standing milestone for AI. Okay, don't really understand how table tennis is a long-standing milestone for AI, but we will go on. The robotic arm built by a Japanese electronics giant Sony is a paddle-wielding robot by the name of Ace. Ace was pitted against professional athletes and was found to have given them a real challenge with its 9 camera eyes positioned around the court. The robot, which also has 8 joints that direct its movements, learn how to play the sport using the AI method known as reinforcement learning. So... yeah, I don't really understand how that's a milestone for AI, but I feel like that might be above my capabilities of understanding.
So basically, they've got a load of cameras that is watching what's happening, and AI in real time is computing what is
Oh, I
happening,
see.
what is going to happen,
And then acting on it.
acting on it, controlling whatever bot it is.
Okay, that makes more
playing
sense.
tennis
Yeah.
at the same time as doing all these other things.
So it's not the milestone in the sense that it's playing table tennis. It's how it's getting to play table tennis is the milestone.
And the fact that it's doing it so well and so quickly, it's beating elite players.
Yeah. Without a fault. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy though. Like, can you imagine like it becoming so? I worry that AI. I love AI. I use it a lot. Okay, but I just feel like where's this going to go? Is this going to replace people's jobs? Like, look at those human players. They've just been defeated by an AI robot, and they've taken time to become table tennis professionals.
I mean, I'm not sure how entertaining watching two AI bots will be playing table tennis.
That is true.
I guess it could be helpful in kind of training,
maybe,
systems and things like that. But
this
sort
though.
of thinking can be applied elsewhere as well. So if you're in any other scenarios that need, I guess, quick thinking, it could be kind of applied in that sort of setting. So part of me wonders if it's not about the table tennis, but more about how the technology can be built upon and applied elsewhere in the future.
You're so smart, Andy.
Sorry, I'm very worried. I kind of geeked out a little bit there.
Oh, I love that. I love that geek out. That was great. It helped me understand it. So,
thank you.
But that is pretty weird. A robot playing table tennis.
Yes, and on that note, we are going to call time to this season. We will return. It's normally quite soon, to be perfectly honest. But thank you for listening and watching to What's Tea. Please don't forget to subscribe to us on your favourite podcast provider or find us on the YMCA Exeter YouTube channel. Catch you next time.
Catch you next time, guys. Bye.